Among Chinese pristine myths, stories about the ancient tribe leaders and chieftains are widely spread. It's said some of them were valiant territory-expanding heroes. Some told the grain from the weed and initiated the practice of farming. Some harnessed the flood and saved people from disaster. Among them, Shen Nong was a king with great self-sacrifice spirit. During his search, some unknown poisonous vegetables caused him to vomit, have diarrhea, and even go into a coma. He was on the brink of death several times. However, his persistency finally moved the god, and he was given a magic whip which can change color before poisonous vegetables. Since then, he could tell a vegetable's property by the whip instead of tasting it in person. This legend about Shen Nong is known in China. According to researchers from archaeologists and historians, Shen Nong may be a chieftain of an ancient tribe some 7,000 years ago. He was honored as the originator of traditional Chinese medicine by later generations.
神农尝百草，这样一个传说，它表达的是个什么意思呢？表达的是我们的古人在寻找食物的过程中间，发现了有些药物有毒性，那么同时呢，也发现了有些植物它具有一些药理作用，这就是这样一个药物发现的过程。
After numerous trials and long-term experience accumulation, those fauna and flora with medical properties gradually became known to the people. The ancient Chinese searched persistently for the healing materials from the Mother Nature, for they were convinced that the world were constituted of mutual dependent and mutual confronting materials. Thus, if one caused the illness, there must be another to cure it. This belief came from the yin-yang and wuxing theory. The Chinese puts all matters in the world into 5 categories: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. From the 5 planets in the solar system to the viscera organs, such as the heart, liver, spleen, stomach, and kidney, all belonging to the wuxing. The old medical book, the Yellow Emperor's Canon of Internal Medicine, makes it more explicit. To cure from the source of illness, the so-called source, is yin-yang. Yin-yang and wuxing theory has a deep influence on the traditional Chinese medicine. It combines with the viscera of the human body and forms a theory system for clinical practices. This theory reflects the Chinese overall conception on the human-nature relationship. Human should follow the course of nature and be part of nature. This is also the theory framework of Chinese medicine. Bian Chu, a doctor born in 407 BC in the Warring States period, was the first doctor recorded in Chinese history. It's Bian Chu who initiated the 4 methods of diagnosis, which was practiced by doctors for more than 2,400 years.
在中医历史上，有一位著名的医学家叫扁鹊。扁鹊呢，人们认为他是难经的作者。扁鹊的临床以及他的理论造诣都是很深的。他的难经为中医理论体系的建立做出了很大的贡献。那么同时在临床上面，他也是一个一以精湛的医家。大概他的脉诊最好，也就是通过脉诊，他能够了解身体 生命活动，包括疾病变化的许许多多的信息。
Wangjin, or looking diagnosis, is to watch the external changes in the patient. If there is something wrong with the inner organs, it will manifest on the external too. Different face colors warn different viscera illnesses, such as green may indicate illness on the liver, and yellow the spleen. Tongue diagnosis is the most distinct method in looking diagnosis. It judges illness from tongue and tongue fur. If the spleen or stomach malfunctions in digestion, the tongue fur will thicken. That's why the tongue is called mirror of the body health condition. Wenjun, or listening and smelling diagnosis, is to listen to the patient's voice, scent their body, excrement or secretion smells. All these are valuable information for a precise diagnosis. Wenjun, or questioning diagnosis, is critical in clinical practices. Relevant information such as when and how the disease happened, the patient's health history, aching pains, living habits, and diet must be inquired from the patient himself or his relatives. The ancient Chinese doctors once dedicated a song to underline the importance of the questioning diagnosis. It is called 10 Must-Asked Questions. First, to ask about his warmness or coldness. Second, to the sweat. Third, to the headache or body discomfort. Fourth, to the excrement. Fifth, to the diet. And sixth, to the chest. Seventh, to the listening. And eighth, to the thirst. Ninth, to the health history. And 10th, to the cause of his discomfort. Then give a prescription and wait. Period is critical for women. All irregularities exist. Another important note to the podiatrists: smallpox and measles are common in children. Qijun is to diagnose by touching the patient's body. This method includes pulse feeling and pressing diagnosis. The doctor can press the patient's chest, abdomen, and other parts to check the abnormal phenomena, as the blood vessels are interconnected and meshed that the illness in any part will affect the pulse. That's why pulse feeling can be used as a diagnosis method. There are two ways to feel the pulse. One is to feel the artery pulsing at important body parts. Another is to feel the pulsing gently with the fingers on the patient's surface. Chinese pulsing theory is enriched by the long-time accumulation of the clinic practice.
中医的过去只有28脉，当然咱们最常见的浮沉要从浮沉、持缩这些方面来考虑的，是吧？ 滑脉呀、结带脉呀等等啊。你比如说结带脉，西医的结带脉是本身就是心律不齐，中医的结带脉呢，也反映了他的心脏的表现，也是一样的。弦脉你反映了和朔脉都反映个热象，啊，沉脉呀，这些都反映一个那个虚象，啊，反正在临床上你又并不是一个人这个脉就是这么一种，也许沉细脉，也许和弦细脉，这都就是说它虚中有实，实中有虚。
Early in Bianchu's times, a unique and ancient medical treatment also appeared in China. Tuina, or massaging as it was called in the ancient times, is to cure by massaging the acupuncture point, or some parts of the body depending on the illness. It helps to the fluent flowing of the blood in the body and increases the immunity in the human body. With the development of the medicine, it occupies the indispensable position now in the clinical treatment.
“中医呢，是古人在生产生活中伴随着人类的生产生活发生的，伴随着人们在与疾病做斗争中发生的。那么从这个意义上来讲，应该说，中医的临床医学，它是早于理论医学出现的。随着人们认识的进一步深入，方法的进一步丰富，这个时候，中医的理论医学也就慢慢的出现了。
In the lengthy history course of China, many doctors became household names with their excellent medical skills and moral character. Dongfeng, a Fujonis in the Western and Eastern Jin period some 1,600 years ago, was named together with Hua Tuo, Jang Jong Jin, as the three marvelous doctors in Jian'an. Dongfeng once led a reclusive life at the south foot of the Lushan mountain in Jiangxi province. He was an enthusiastic doctor for the villagers. He asked for no payment. Instead, he would demand the patient to plant almond trees on the mountain slope after their rehabilitation, 5 or 1 almond trees, depending on the degree of their symptoms. As his patients pour in from all around, the almond trees abound in the Lushan mountain. He would sell the apricots to buy food for the poor and starving passengers. By this way, he helped more than 20,000 people within 1 year. People hold a memorial ceremony for his kindness in the almond wood after his death. That's why the word almond wood, or xinglin in Chinese, was dedicated to Chinese doctors. Medicine for the people, not for the money or power, is the invaluable moral heritage to the Chinese doctors. As it comes to the traditional Chinese medicine, Jang Jong Jin is a must-known name. He was crowned the medical saint by the medical practitioners of the later generations. Jang Jong Jin lived at the end of the Eastern Han dynasty, some 1,600 years ago. He was both an extensive reader and a prolific writer. After a thorough study and extensive collection of ancestors' medical writings and their experiences, he integrated the pith of the ancestors into his own and wrote the famous medical book, Treatise on Diseases Caused by Cold Factor, or Shanghan Jia Bing Lun in Chinese. This colossal book constitutes 16 tomes and was reputed as the medical Bible from the Wei and Jin dynasty to the present. Jang Jong Jin wrote 2 of the 4 classic writings in China alone. His discriminate treatment is the treasure in Chinese medical field and won a special position for Chinese medicine in the world. It means to treat the patients according to their health conditions and their symptoms. It regards the patient as an independent individual. No one is absolutely the same as the other. Jang Jong Jin broke the strict class barrier at his time and treated the masses' illness in his living room on set time, as his living room was called datang in Chinese. Many pharmacies include the character Tang in their names to honor Jang Jong Jin. Li Shizhen, the famous herbalist in the Ming dynasty some 500 years ago, was born in a well-known doctor's family. Influenced by his family, he was devoted to the medicine and determined to be a good doctor. During his assiduous research, he found many errors in ancient medical books. Alarmed by the importance of these books, he decided to write a correct and comprehensive one himself. Li Shizhen not only rearranged the 1,518 herbs recorded on the old herbal books, he amended the errors and misses in them, but also added 374 new herb medicines to it. This was the largest adding done to the ancient herbal books. Many of these new herbs are proved valuable even today. This colossal work cost him 40 years to finish. He set out to the work at 35. After 27 years' arduous research, he collected abundant first-hand materials and made 3 thorough checks and revisions, and finally made the first draft when he was 61. That was the famous book, Compendium of Materia Medica, or Ben Cao Gang Mu in Chinese. The final version didn't come out until he was 73. The book covers a wide area in natural sciences, such as medicine, physiology, nutriology, botany, zoology, mineralogy, and chemistry, and was praised by Darwin as the encyclopedia of ancient China. Traditional Chinese medicine benefited from the medical education in its lengthy course of development. Family teaching was the main form even in Tang and Song dynasty. the large-scale development period of medical institutes. Traditional Chinese medicine demands large practices. Its teacher and disciple education style is decided by following factors: the long-term agriculture production of China, the individual medicine practice, and features of the traditional Chinese medicine itself. Traditional Chinese medicine demands abundant experience, highly flexible, and to be skillful. Some skills are hard to tell by words. Only repeatedly practicing and first-hand experience will work. This is why it was passed down by teacher and disciple method. It can't be totally replaced by modern teaching methods, even today. This individual teaching method enables the students to master the teacher's medicine theory and the empirical skills in the lengthening accompaniment with them. Many renowned doctors learned by this skill and this way.
中医发展到今天，在现代科学的影响和推动下，出现了前所未有的崭新局面。它的基础理论、它的诊断方法、它的治疗手段，都有了很大的进步和发展。举个例子，中医的制剂在传统的高端完善汤剂的形式以外，现在有了颗粒剂、口服液等等很多的形式。
Traditional Chinese medicine is highly developed in China. Besides its medical function, it was also used in daily life. The Chinese believe that the medicine and food have the same origin. Many foods also have medicinal effect. Thus, when people enjoy the food, they will take consideration of its medicinal value. Sometimes they will add medicine in cooking as a health-enhancing or disease prevention method. Most Chinese can adjust their diet according to their body conditions. Influenced by this regime culture, many unique treatments in healthcare are also developed in China. Among them are massage, acupuncture, suction cup, and gua sha. Acupuncture is unique to traditional Chinese medicine. It's to insert the needle into the acupuncture point to stimulate it and conduct the blood flow in the body. Acupuncture is widely employed in the modern household healthcare for its facility and simplicity in its usage. Gua sha is using the border of soup spoon, copper caches, or coins to scrap along the patient's body. The patient will feel comfort and relaxed after the procedure. Balm or water is used in this process. Gua sha is usually applied to body parts such as the back or neck. Depending on the syndrome, sometimes it can be used on the chest, spine, both sides of the arm, or knee also. This practice is effective in curing the stomach ache, vexation, cold and nausea, or actual diseases such as cholera and sunstroke in the summer, but it's not recommended for young children, aged people, and some patients. For thousands of years, traditional Chinese medicine develops while it's guarding the Chinese people from disease. Now, the Chinese traditional medicine clinic spreads to more than 100 countries worldwide. And Chinese herb medicine won wide application too. Within China, traditional Chinese medicine institutes and hospitals cover all cities. It is still part of the Chinese people's daily lives.